Welcome everybody, and we'll get busy. So I already took the time to cut out my napkin. I've got shaky hands and none of you want to see that. So I went ahead and cut out the portion that I would need, and just barely a little bit of cover, a little bit of, I hope I didn't short it, just a little bit to cover over the edge. No, it'll be fine. And I left it tall. This kind of candle, it's a little bit different to work with. It's got, the waves to it to make it look like it's melted down. And so we'll address that after we get this attached to the candle. So, like I said, I haven't used this particular technique on the battery operated candles before, but I hope it'll work. I've had disasters here before, but first thing I'm going to do is separate my napkins. If you've never done this, you only want the top ply. Sometimes napkins have 2 plies, sometimes they have 3 plies. So you want to separate that and make sure you've only got the one ply, the top design. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay this down here, and I'm going to wrap it around. And I'm watching the bottom here to make sure I'm still at the bottom. Trying to keep it all straight. Okay, so we're going to end up like that. Now, let me get something to prop that up with. I'm going to use some parchment paper. Sorry for that noise. I know that always comes across on the microphone really bad. And then I'm going to wrap this around the candle. Okay, now keeping it like this for just a moment. I'm using my little baby iron, my little craft iron. You could use a regular iron, but you would want it on a low setting. You don't want water in the iron. I said camera. I don't know why, but you don't want water in either one, I guess. Try to not have wrinkles in it. The goal of the parchment paper is just to protect it from excess heat. Let's see, trying to get that on there so it's nice and neat. It's like you get one side pulled nice and tight and the other side buckles up. I think what I want to do is I want to get this seam down before I get anything else down. And I'm just trying to be very careful to not have wrinkles in it. I'm just going to lay that parchment paper on top. I'm going to take my little iron, which is all heated up now, and I'm going to go on here lightly. And you can see how that melted through. That's kind of what we want. Don't want to leave it on any one place too long. We can always go back and touch up places that need to be touched, but just to get this on first without a lot of wrinkles is my first assignment. I'm just kind of going around. Let's look and see what we've got here. And of course there's wrinkles. There's a lot of wrinkles. I'm not real sure how to get rid of them. Don't know what I was looking for that would help, but I thought about just poking a hole in the wrinkles and trying to get them out that way, you know, like you do wallpaper. But then I decided to just kind of keep pushing towards the seam, and that did seem to help a little. I think that will work out fine. It's always an experiment with me. But, you know, Kathy gave me those things, and oh, she also gave me these little acorns. These little metal acorns and some rusty wire. So my challenge is to make something using all that. And I thought and thought and thought. I just couldn't think of anything to make. And then all of a sudden yesterday it came to me. I thought, well, we could decoupage a candle and see how that goes. So now it's just a question of making sure that that gets down onto that wax in a fairly even manner. Where are those wrinkles? It kind of took care of itself, I think. Doesn't look bad. I'm going to pull this very tight. And you can kind of tell. Maybe you can or can't. I don't have that flipped down like I should. You can kind of tell where the heat has melted the candle on. See how, can you see that it's a little bit darker there? I don't think that's really showing up for the camera. It's a little bit darker where it's actually melted onto the candle already. So that's how you can tell. After you decoupage a candle here and there, you won't want any naked candles anymore. This is going to be for Thanksgiving. And I'll probably put it in a dough bowl. I've got a little swag thing that I put in a dough bowl. And I can set it, since this doesn't have a real flame, I can set this in that dough bowl and just have it surrounded with all the goodies from the little swag I put in the dough bowl. Okay, we'll go around the bottom real good. Make sure there's no and I'm going to go around the top real good. We're going to have to trim off that top. And since it's got that wavy edge to it, you know, to make it look like a real candle that's melted down, we're going to have to get rid of the excess that's on the top. And I hope, the best way to do that is by using a little bit of water. There we go. Let's see what this looks like. What do you think? You like that? I kind of like that. I like how those colors came out. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we've got to do something with this. And I could take scissors around that, and I may have to, but I usually like to tear things. So I've got just a little container of water here. I dip my fingers in there and get it wet. I actually saw Kathy decoupage something the other day. What did she? I can't remember now. Anyway, that probably is what prompted me to think of decoupage. Yeah, see how that tears the napkin off of there? Makes it, for one thing, it doesn't, you don't end up cutting it crooked because you're not cutting, you're just tearing it. Okay. Better put this over on the... One thing I'll show you here real quick. I've got all my glue gun and everything over here. I've got this silicone mat. If you don't have one of those for your glue gun and for hot things, you might want to check into it. They don't cost much. And I know for myself, they kind of provide a little bit of security for me that I'm not going to burn through something. Don't ask me why I have such phobias, because I have stories. Learn from my mistakes. I use, when I have a hat burning party, I have a silicone mat for everybody to put their burner on. And I do think it's probably saved a few tables because those burners get very hot. Some of this tore better than others. I might have got the heat around on that or something, who knows. Which we can take the heat around the top just to make sure it's all sealed up once we get this torn off. Oh, that's where the seam is. That's why it's just had a little bit of a seam, about 1/4 of an inch. This isn't near as messy as using the decoupage medium, but I have to tell you, I think I like using the decoupage medium better. I'm not sure I know why, other than it's what I'm used to. But, you know, you don't know until you try. For some people, the decoupage medium is hard. I got to where I got used to it because Charlie and I used to do those a lot, and take a plastic wrap, just plain old plastic wrap like this, cheapo stuff, and you can use it to press down on without getting stuck on that medium, and it makes a world of difference. Just about got it. Okay, now let me get a couple of these little pieces torn off here. There we go. When the napkin is white, it's kind of hard to see unless I turn it. There we go. Let's see what the light looks like coming through. That's kind of pretty, isn't it? Okay. So, there's that. We got the napkin on. This is what we use the paper that we tore off. Okay, so now let's decorate it. I think the first thing I want to do is wrap some twine around it. So let's do that. Let's do that. And I'm just going to go around and around and around for a little bit here. Let's see, this is the back side, I believe. Yeah. I want this to be the front. I want where my pumpkin is to be the front. So I'm just going to take this and wrap it around several times. Doesn't have to be fancy. It needs to be longer than that though. I want the cut in to I could have used some thicker twine, I guess, but I thought this is what I wanted. I'm just going to wrap this around there several times. And you can see it's kind of cute because they have this napkin has little acorns on it. So the little acorns that Kathy gave me to work with are going to fit right in. Now I made a knot. Oh, good grief. Okay, round and around and around. Doesn't have to be neat. Sometimes the messier the better. Sometimes. One more time here. Maybe another time. There we go. I'm just going to tie this off in a knot. And one of the, with the little pieces of fabric that she gave me, she told me to look up how to do, on her page, how to do little mini bows. Well, I didn't have a lot of time. I did look, but I never found out. So I just kind of, I'll do my own thing. Okay, so what I have here, I have this 9-inch scrap of material, and I think this will go real pretty with it. I think that looks nice. And I'm going to use about half of it. So about a 4.5 inch, this is 9 inches long, and it is, I think I measured it 2.5 inches wide. And I'm just going to cut it in half. And then I have a needle and thread here. Let me see if I can size. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a basting stitch right down the middle. Okay. And it's going to be kind of a small basting stitch because this is going to be a small little bow. I did knot the end. Y'all get to see my shaky, shaky hands. I think I told you last time they gave me medicine for that. I'm not taking it. I'd rather shake than take that strange medicine. That was awful. And I'm feeling much better than I was when I was on it, so. I should have done this beforehand so you wouldn't have to see me. Okay, just about done. Now, I don't know if this is how Kathy makes mini bows or not, but it's what I came up with. If you haven't had a chance yet, you need to check out Lone Tree Rustics. That's Kathy, and she has some really, really good ideas. Really, she does really nice work. I'm just going to pull that tight. Make it into a little bow like so. I'm going to wrap this around there a couple of times. Making it tight. Probably didn't get it exactly down the middle, but that's okay. Pull it tight, and then I'll just knot it off in the back by going back through. Okay. There's our little mini bow. Better take care of that needle before I lose it. Okay. See? I'll have to show you. I think it's kind of cute. I made this pumpkin, the stacked pumpkins. What do you think of that? I think it's kind of cute. So tomorrow I have to take glamour shots of that, so I can put it on in my Etsy shop. Okay. And what I'm going to do with the rusty wire is about the same as what I did with the jute. Excuse me. Let me unfold all this so I don't get it all tangled up. So now that you know how easy it is to decoupage a napkin onto a candle, do you think you might try it? Just gonna go around. This side's too short. I'd rather have it too long than too short, so let me just pull it out here. Jeanette. So what kind of a day did you have today? was really hot here. I didn't get outside much. My grandsons came over and mowed the yard for me and got that all taken care of, thank goodness. Good helpers. Okay, now in the front, I'm just gonna twist it. And I don't even care if it's on top of or underneath or whatever on that twine. It just doesn't matter to me. I want it to just look kind of random. I'm gonna twist this, get it tightened up on there. Okay, I'm gonna trim this off. Here's Scout scratching. So that's what it looks like right now. Just kind of messy and random, and that's the way we want it. Okay, I think I've got a pencil around here somewhere. And I'm just going to, I don't know how long I want to make it, so I'll start back here. I'm just going to make some little curlicues. See how I'm just wrapping that wire around that pencil? I may want to cut some of it off, I don't know. We might wait until we get it all done before we decide that. Put that down like that. Do the same thing over here. I do that a lot. You know, I think I've got a plan. And then as I'm doing it, you know, I thought, well, I should cut some of that off. And then as I'm doing it, I'm thinking, well, why don't I just wait till I get everything on and then I can decide. Because once you cut something off, you're kind of stuck. Okay, so there we have like that. Now, I want to kind of get everything together up front here. Let me lay it down, see if you can see what I'm doing. Try to move it over out of the comments. Okay, I'm just going to use a little bit of glue. Kind of anchor that down. And I want to put my little bow on top. Like so. Cute so far, huh? Okay. Now all I have left of my challenge is to attach the acorns. And that's going to be easy because I'm just going to put them under here like this. I could wire them on, but I didn't want a huge bulky mass right here. It's already plenty bulky. So I'm going to put them kind of underneath my little bow. And I'm going to put the glue on here because if I put it on the candle part, that might make a real mess. Now I'm going to use a good amount of glue on there, like so, because I want it to attach to the twine, the wire, and the material. Put it on just like that. I may just use one acorn. Wonder what the other one would look like upside down. No, I don't like that. What do you think? I'll put the other one kind of like, oh, let's see. Let me try it on. I have a feeling that's not how she makes the mini bows. Oops. I really was going to do it like hers, but I just didn't have time to go through her website so much, or through her Facebook posts so much. Okay, I think I know how I want to do it. Gotta make sure that material's the way I want it to lay before I put glue on it. Hold it there for just a minute or so. Pull our little thingies down like this. I keep going to the wrong side. So what do you think? Did I meet my challenge? I hope Kathy thinks so. I was hoping she'd be watching tonight, but I know she's real busy. She's been busy selling her napkins. That keeps her very busy. Okay, well, there we are. Let me know in the comments what you think. Okay. And that's really all I have for you tonight. I told you it would be a fast one. Thanks, Alvita. I think it turned out cute. And this will look good. Do you remember, Alvita might remember, do you remember that that swag I made at the library and I put it in a dough bowl? I have another one kind of like it. And I think I'm going to do that for my own Thanksgiving table. Put the swag in there, in that dough bowl, and set this candle in there. Because that's one thing about these battery-operated candles is they're safe. Anyway, there we go. Fast and easy. Fast and easy. That's what we like, isn't it? I almost feel like I need another deal down there, but I don't know. I'm going to have to look at it for a while. Glue strings. Okay. Well, dreamers, that's all I've got for you tonight. But thanks for joining in. I appreciate you watching. And, you know, let me know if you try some of these crafts that I've been showing you, especially the simple, easy ones. I mean, for gifts and such, oh my goodness, can't go wrong. But I'll let you go for tonight and remind you to always be a dreamer, like me. Good night.